So hey guys, in previous lessons we discussed extensively on the physical and chemical properties of acids and bases. In this lesson, we will focus on another group of compounds called salts. When most people hear the word salt, what comes to their mind is the common table salt used for cooking, known as sodium chloride. But the truth is there are so many other salts. Sodium chloride is just one of them. So what then is a salt? Remember that in previous lessons, under acids and bases, we described salts as one of the two products formed when a base or metal reacts with an acid. Salts are not only formed in this way. A salt can also be formed when ammonia reacts with an acid. Basically, what happens in the formation of salts from acids is that the hydrogen atoms in the acid are replaced by metallic or ammonium ions, as shown here. So it means we can simply define a salt as a compound formed when metallic or ammonium ions replace parts or all of the ionizable hydrogen atoms in 1 mole of the acid. Now let's talk a little about the general properties of salts. Salts are ionic or electrovalent compounds and they exist mainly as solids at room temperature. They are made up of negatively charged ions and positively charged ions, which may be metallic ions or ammonium ions. Now, due to the strong force of attraction between these ions, they are held together and arranged in an orderly pattern to form crystal lattices. Salts have the ability to conduct electricity when they are in the liquid form. For example, sodium chloride does not conduct electricity in the solid state, but when melted or dissolved in water, it conducts electricity. Do you know why? It is because the positive and negative ions in the salt are free to move around in the liquid form but have restricted movement while in the solid state. As said earlier, there are many other salts other than sodium chloride. These salts are different in terms of their composition or what they share in common. So it means there is a need to group or classify these salts, just like the people in your country can be grouped according to the language or culture they share in common. Do not worry, we will learn about all these classifications in the next lesson. Some of the highlights of this lesson include salts can be simply defined as a compound formed when metallic or ammonium ions replace parts or all of the ionizable hydrogen atoms of an acid. 2. Salts are ionic or electrovalent compounds and they exist mainly as solid at room temperature. And lastly, salts conduct electricity when melted or dissolved in water. See you in the next lesson.